Hi, this is your DoorDasher. I left it on your porch and I'm watching you bend over from my car. I am freaky. Yeah, I can tell, man, like I already knew. Why do you think I was bending over and arching my back in the first place? I could've just crouched down. I'm performing for the audience. Hi again, guys, and welcome back to the end of time, that meaning something that will always be a factor of reality, human horniness. There are few tricks that would be crueler for God to play on man than making the act of reproduction feel good. It's a pleasurable thing, and it's caused issues for us ever since its inception. Men and women have fought wars, bled, and gotten Fortnite elimed all throughout history in the name of getting some action, or drama that stemmed from getting some action. In more recent history, though, we have the advent of the modern gooner. In this particular genre of interaction, typically over text of someone being down bad, just as in being so desperate that the lengths someone is willing to go in order to find a willing partner leads them to putting themselves in the most vulnerable positions they've ever been in, and in the public eye no less. Call me and ask to borrow 20 bands. I'm gonna put you on speaker. I'm feeling this shorty I'm with. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one like it. And did you know less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on? If you sub and hit the bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. Now, when first thinking of this video idea, I thought the moment for down bad content to be relevant had long passed. The term has existed for ages, obviously, well before it was a funny internet buzzword, but it's been years since its zenith. 5 guys doing some serious damage to my guts right now. Yeah, 6 when I get there, buddy. What? That notion was dispelled for me, however, when I discovered the Down Bad Moments Twitter account. Finding the actual down bad posts on that account was a pain in the ass between all the crypto ads, but there was a shining light in the dark. Like every 3 days or something, this account makes a tweet saying, the most down bad moments of all time, a thread. Like seriously, they do this every few days, and every single thread gets like 100,000 or more likes, so I guess the market's alive and well. The most incredible thing is that the different threads usually all contain unique posts. He's reusing some content, it's a Twitter gimmick account, but it's surprisingly rare for there to be this much variety. The only issue is they say each thread contains the most down bad moments of all time, but they're always different in each thread. The sheer amount of these things proves the existence of the boundless power of the human libido, but which is the true thread of the most down bad moments? Maybe we can piece our own together today. That said, the inherent nature of having sex is not kid-friendly. Go away! Is the male G-spot actually in the butthole? 2 to 4 inches in, curl your finger down and apply pressure for a short period of time. Feels really good. I mean, from what I've heard at least. Usually the source somebody has for some random shit they say on Twitter is, trust me bro, or it was revealed to me in a dream. Just like the concept of Joker 2 was to Joaquin Phoenix to make it a musical that would absolutely flop. But this might be one of the first ever posts I've seen where the unfortunate speaker has first-hand testimony. Some of the strongest, most experience-based proof you can have. But he probably wishes that this was completely unfounded or unsourced on his part. But he knows he can never unknow. Sex addicts be like, just one more sex, please. I don't know how sex works. If that ain't relatable, I don't know what is. Luckily, it seems that wider society is willing to let you talk and joke about having sex like you've actually done it, so long as you can do it in like a kind of funny way. Just see my Twitter for a case study proving the concept. Your mileage may vary on if I reach the criteria of funny. Keep fucking my girl, bro. I don't even care anymore. This tweet has been deleted, makes the post funnier every time. This is a good line on its own, but damn, this dude needs a wellness check immediately. Even the at being so lonely looks like the kind of thing you'd tweet either on your Twitter circle back when those existed or on a vent account. Stuff like this becomes infinitely funnier though when they have a profile picture like this one of SpongeBob multiplying himself. He's just phasing in and out of reality with that big ass bucktooth smile staring directly into my soul. Like SpongeBob did not say that shit, someone much sadder did. Called me ugly in 7th grade, now look at you. In my unread messages. What if they're in your unreads trying to call you ugly again? I mean, even if that's true, I don't see how that's my problem. I didn't read it. And if he's doing the same bit over a decade later, then he's either got no jokes, and he hasn't been able to come up with any new ones in the meantime, or that's a dude who's incredibly committed to a bit. I have a running, definitely not a joke, that I've kept going since 6th grade. In other words, I can't grow up or let go of things. But back in the day, my friend wanted me to get into Team Fortress 2 to play with him. You know, he's a big fan of the series. So I agreed, he's my friend, I want to give it a shot, and we joined a private lobby so he could start teaching me the ropes of the game. He didn't do that, he just killed me over and over and over again instead of teaching me how to play. I think this is the 4th time I've told this story on this channel. Can you see how much it's affected me? I've decided to hate the game forever. That's why I like Overwatch. Not because it's better. Have you ever thought that someone straight jorked it to you? No, because I doubt it. Hey, I rubbed a quick one out just for you, man. Is this an act of charity and positive affirmation or just sexual harassment? I didn't know it was possible for their line to blur between those two things. Like, what? Every single person in this reply chain represents a completely different attitude on the original concept. The OP had the straight-faced emoji and seemed kind of miffed or disapproving at the idea of someone doing the deed while thinking of them, which implies they think it's plausible that it's happened. Participant number 2 doesn't think anyone ever has, but the skull implies that he views this as a mark against himself, a symbol of low self-esteem. Perhaps he would like someone to do that. And the last guy here wants to turn that frown upside down and is all about the praxis, making that come true for someone else. Imagine all the big hunkers that were bouncing during the earthquake. Dude, we almost died right now and you are horny. Hey, real gooners are committed to staying in that mindset by choice. The thing is, other gooners are not in control of that impulse at all. In times of peril, there is a fight or flight reaction that most people will have, perhaps even freeze or fawn. Some people have the freak reaction, where they start getting horny in the face of it. Not because they're attracted or turned on by the situation, it's just their fear response. They take comfort in that horniness. It doesn't flee their mind when they are facing life or death. In fact, it colors their final thoughts where they wonder, is this it? Have I already shot my last rope? There's so much I haven't gooned to. If only I had time for one less freak sesh. Guys, what is your female trait? This is not a safe space, but go ahead anyways. My arch is crazy, bro. Like, I could take some mad cock, bro. Why'd you address the guy directly? You could have said that you just feel like you could handle back shots in a general sense, wouldn't make it much better, but you directed it at him with, bro, are you propositioning him? You think your life is hard? Try being stuffed with meat 24/7. What? It's gotta be an awful experience to be a new social media manager, freshly hired to run one of these brand accounts, and you just have no idea what you're getting into. When you tweet just the wrong or the right thing, depending on who you ask on that brand Twitter, the denizens of the platform come out to fuck with you. It happened with Tony the Tiger and Kellogg's. I don't think it actually stopped with them. And you are taught in a trial by fire the depths of degeneracy the internet has to offer, or just the surface of it, really. It's gotta be common knowledge among people who are trying to get jobs like that at this point. I wonder if they don't, though, if during hazards in the workplace training, Hot Pockets now has a section about anything you say being prone to being gooned about. It kind of reminds me of how Disney tells their artists that any character they design will have porn drawn of it, no exceptions. I'm down so bad I'm third-wheeling an e-couple. I mean, at least Fat Yoshi is self-aware enough about his station in life to refer to himself as down bad. He was basically shining the down bat signal in the night sky for the dude who runs this account to repost it. I do have to speculate on what the social structure of the e-dater third-wheeler is like, though. Fat Yoshi does not have his mic muted in this call. It seems like, in some capacity, he's an active participant. When the e-sex starts making the Discord call bounce, does Fat Yoshi go silent then? Or does he shout words of encouragement from a neutral standpoint, deriving no sexual pleasure from it, but merely wanting to support his friends? Maybe his role in the interaction is closer to the traditional cuckold or voyeur. These are questions we may never know the answers to. I wonder what a boner feels like. And yeah, the dichotomy of the Hulk and Bruce Banner is pretty accurate. Even the saying, "That's my secret, Cap, I'm always angry," it even translates to the context of someone who has a goon addiction. Being able to just get a boner and get the job done if the moment calls for it. Christ, man. Dude, what happened? What happened to me? I'm so horny, I let him explain his PC build. Wow, your solid-state hard drive is so cool, let me suck your dick. Well, you let him explain, but I suppose even the best teachers can't help the worst listeners. Sounds like you didn't retain a single thing he told you. A solid-state hard drive? Hard disk and solid-state are different drives, buddy. They are not the same thing you can just say right after another. You were so busy thinking about glocking on that cock ring, you completely missed the point. This will be on the test, by the way. And me taking any issue with this at all is probably why I'm down bad myself at the moment. Do your thing, homie. Get that penis in your mouth if you'd like to. If the hub offered you $300 billion to post footage of you fucking with someone of the same gender, would you? To answer the question and to establish my bias, yes, and I would do it for much less money. Dude, $300 billion to suck some dick? I'm sucking 300 billion dicks for $300 billion. I mean, consent should always be enthusiastic, and if this doesn't sound like someone excited about the act, I don't know what is. He does price himself pretty low at $1 per dick sucked, though. I mean, maybe that could play into the excitement of it all. He doesn't take a lot of convincing. And the amount of willies that are available to suck are, unfortunately for this guy, well below that 300 billion figure. That means he's gonna have to do some repeats. Let's do some quick math. The United Nations estimates that there are roughly 7.77 billion adults on planet Earth. 2.6 billion of these people are considered adults, as in the age range range of 15 to 20. I can't get the exact figures of how many of those are 18 and up, so I'm just gonna remove that age range from the pool entirely as a gift to our test subject and also to make sure everything's kept above board. We're only counting people here who are certifiably grown-ass adults. That brings our figure down to 5.17 billion. Now, the ratio of the sexes of the world's adult population is split roughly equally between men and women. There's like only one more extra man to every 100 women. It's pretty close. So for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna split it even, 50%, and it leaves our guy with roughly 2.58 billion unique penises to suck to meet his ultimate goal and get that bag. To reach 300 billion, he'll have to suck each penis something like 116 times or more. Probably more because I did a lot of rounding, but it illustrates the idea of like what his life is gonna be like. He's gonna spend a lot of quality time with a lot of people. They might remember him. They might notice him get better. He will likely form strong connections and find people he really gets on with and makes lifelong friends with. My friend, this is going to be a journey to financial freedom as well as one of personal growth and self-discovery. I wish you good luck. I realize 10 years too late, you can probably ram into these things. Oh, you can't. The inside layer is too tight, so when you move the outside with your hand, the inside doesn't move. Or so I'm told. My thing with the, or at least I've heard excuse to try and get out of people thinking you did the thing you just described in intimate detail, is that, let's say you did hear it from someone else. Why? Where did you hear that? Let's say you really didn't do all that and you just genuinely got the information from an external source. Who the fuck are you talking to about this kind of shit? No judgment here. You also remembered every detail because... And you know what? Let's say you looked it up on the internet. Why were you checking? Were you just curious to see if it was physically possible? I mean, I've done that when looking up the instructions to build a bomb. I really have no plans to. I was just interested. I mean, hypothetically, it's just about feasibility, right? It's not like I'm looking to do any of that stuff. That's weird and wrong, man. And to be clear, this is as much a criticism of myself as anybody else who does this. To my fellow hypocrites, stand tall and proud. Thanks, man, because I felt bad for finding it actually funny. There's no reason to feel bad for finding anything funny, even horrible things. Sometimes that's just how humans cope. It's healthy to have feelings, not to suppress them. And then the OP responds with a heart and appreciation of that solidarity. I want you two to have sex. This is straight up how AO3 authors act whenever two characters they like have the most passing of interactions with each other. If two randos share even something resembling one genuine conversation, suddenly the author has them fucking in their head and they have headcanons on the shit that they're into, oftentimes projected. And this guy swinging in to make his fantasies known had to have been stone-faced behind the keyboard when writing that tweet. Troll or not, that seemed like so dead serious. It's just jarring seeing someone get serious advice on their mental health and learning more about themselves and their emotions, how and why they react to parts of themselves that scare them, and learning not to be ashamed of them. Then just start fucking now. On r/confessions, my mom hooks up with my friends. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear. If you need a friend to talk to, I got you. Yeah, the joke's pretty obvious. I slept with your mom and/or I'm going to sleep with your mom, but to the man who seeks the prize, have you really considered if it's worth it? The mom apparently hooks up with all of her son's friend. He's got like 4 dads right now. But after she's done with one, she just hops right over to the next. She might make you feel like you're the one in the moment and that you're special, but then she'll leave you heartbroken when she's done. Women are hornier than men. Change my mind. I was so horny once, I made a hole in my wall and started fucking my house. That doesn't sound like it would satisfy any kind of urge at all. Like, drywall is not a pleasant experience rubbing on your joints, and I'm surprised you had to make a new hole for this specific act of penetrating your house as well. Certainly you have a few holes that you've made over the years just laying around. If this is something you want to try at home, it's much better to repurpose an old hole in the wall rather than make a whole new one if you don't have to. Though it's understandable too if there's issues with the height of the hole compared to your little guy. Just in case he wants to hit one last time, bury me like this. Hey, I just got a boner at the funeral. Call that morning wood. Of all the jokes I've stolen from somewhere to reuse in content somewhere else, that might have been the one that's been passed around the most. It's lasted 5 years and it somehow keeps coming up. It's been a thumbnail, a post in a video, it was a thumbnail for, a tweet, and now it gets perhaps its last use and its best one yet, where there's an organic reason for someone to get a boner at a funeral. It might be one of the most important coincidences in my creative career. My horny ass could not be a Pokemon trainer. What did you mean by this? Ending asking what he meant by that in periods meant the reply guy was not asking a question, it was a statement, because he already knows. Everybody does. The my horny ass couldn't blank is a time-tested format of what fictional world you are most attracted to the inhabitants of. The implication of this one are perhaps the most jaw-dropping of the ones I've seen recently though. Look at you. Friday night, no bitches, staring at your phone with 0 notifications. This would be me on a Friday night, except I'm funkin' instead. Speak for yourself, I'm getting back shots tonight. No! This dude's scream of agony gets sent to the heavens like it's somehow an opportunity taken away from him. Like, because she's having fun, somehow the night he's doing jack shit on is worse because of it. Trust me, man, neither of our nights were gonna be more exciting based on if she stayed home or not. on. I still can't believe I once catfished my sister and got her to send me nudes, and I jacked off to them. Okay. I was a mess 2 years ago. Yeah, that's one way to say it. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna do it after reading that. Let's wrap it up here. That card I mentioned should be on screen, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on if you enjoyed. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and after seeing that last tweet, I realized I might be down bad, but I could still be worse.